Yo, what's up, guys? Here in New York City, what's good? Yeah. So today I want to talk to you about the cave, the clouds, and the character, and why that matters. Okay, most of us try to convince ourselves and do convince ourselves that we can't do what we really would love. And this actually becomes so much of the case. We're afraid of failing, we're afraid of not being enough, we're afraid of really going for it, so much so that we actually start to disconnect from what we really want. And then we say, I don't know what I want. Or, this thing just becomes a faded out, back burner, grayed out, distant memory of what it is we would really love. So I want to give you an example because I have a sense in your own life there's probably some shit that would really make you feel alive, that would really make you feel like life is not just something to get through, but life is like on fire. Like, this is amazing. This is the stuff life is made of. Okay? So I'm kicking it at the incubator with my friend, and he's been telling me now for months that he wants to run, wants to do a 10K, which is 6 miles, right? But he can't do it because he's not a runner. And I'm looking at the guy, I'm like, yo, you're crazy, man. Like, what are you talking about? You're athletic. I know you can do it. I just know it. I see it in you. But he is dead set on why this is a big deal. Oh, he's got to train for months. And he's asking me all these questions. How many calories should I be eating before I go for the run? What's my pH level? What should my pH level be? It's just, what kind of shoes am I supposed to wear? Right? Just like non-stop overthinking it, trying to, get it perfect before he gets it going, right? So I'm like, listen, man, like, what's up? Do you want to go for a run? Like, you running today? And he's like, yeah, okay, I guess. And somehow the idea came up that we would run home. Now, running home would be 5 miles, okay? And a 10K, 10 kilometers, is about 6 miles. So I was like, listen, I haven't run much at all in recent times, okay? I haven't trained at all for this, but what's up? It's like, you want to run? Oh, speaking of running, there's our guy. You want to run? We can run home today. And he's like, yeah? Oh, I don't know though. Should I do it? Should I not do it? So I'm like, let's do it. So, after a little bit of like, oh, should we do it? Should we not? He says, all right, we're going to do it. Now, he normally runs about 3 miles, okay? So we're going to go much further than he's ever run today. And so we get going. We're running, right? Now, we hit about mile 3, and he tells me, yo, I need to stop. And I know that he can keep going. So I tell him, no stopping, only slowing down. I said, listen, man, you freaking spar in kickboxing. I'm like, this is a joke, man. All you need to do is decide. You just need to decide that you're going to do this, okay? Now tell me, what's something that you really matters to you in your life? What's something that, you wish could come true, that you're willing to work on? I want you to associate this run with accomplishing that thing. So essentially, you are sculpting yourself into the character, into the version of yourself who's willing to do whatever it takes in order to accomplish what it is that your heart most desires. Okay, so I give him this pep talk. We're on Queens Boulevard, New York City. It's hot as balls, okay? It's 90 plus degrees. I didn't even take a shirt with me, it was so hot. So we keep running. So, mind you, he's going quicker than I am, okay? I'm pacing myself. I'm like, we're doing a pretty long run for me. I don't want to, burn myself out too quick. I'm going to pace myself here. So he keeps running. He's doing great. He's doing great. He's doing better than I am. And we hit about mile 5. Now, he's about a block and a half ahead of me. So I call him on the phone, and I say, yo, that 10K that you want to do, no stopping. We're going to do it right now. We're going to run those 6 miles right now, okay? So we thought that this was to train. We thought this was to push his edge today for the thing that he really wanted to do. I was like, nah, we're going to do it right now. We're going to get this done. So he's like, all right, you know what? Screw it. Let's do it. So we keep running. And it's hot and it's hard, but there's something that, you evoke that kind of warrior spirit in you, that masculine spirit, whether you're a man or a woman, that kind of like, let's power up here and let's go to battle. And so we do, and we're moving. And so we get to the 10K. It's like, a little over 6 miles, and he calls me now, right? He's like, hey, what's the longest you've ever run in your life? And he knows the answer to this, right? So he's messing with me. He's like, the most I've ever run is 10 miles, okay? Not 10K, 10 miles. And he's like, the most you've ever run is 10 miles, right? He's like, you know what? We're gonna do 11 right now. And that pep talk that I gave him came back to bite me in the ass, because you know what I said? I said, boom, let's do it. I'm in. Enough said. Let's go. So, long story, a little bit shorter, is that I ran 11 miles. I ran the longest I've ever run in my entire life, just on a whim, just from deciding. And not only did I do it, but my friend, who's not a runner, who couldn't get past 3 miles. He wanted to stop at 3 miles because he's not a runner, because the cave, the fear came up, right? And he kept going, and you know, it cracked open his spirit. I mean, I see him all the time, and you know, he's like, man, I feel like something woke up inside of me after that. I'm like, I'm a new person, you know, I'm feeling so inspired. And I share that with you because think about your own life. Where are the places in your own life where you're waiting to have the right pH level, to have the right carb count, to have the right shoes, to get it perfect, right? To not really go for it because you're overthinking it, you're selling yourself that you're not that type of person. Oh, I'm not a runner. Or maybe for you, I'm not a writer, I'm not a business owner, I'm not a smooth romantic lover. Like whatever it is for you that would really get you excited but also nervous. That's the key. We want both something that excites you but scares you too. Whatever that is, how are you selling yourself short of not being that type of person? And this is the program part of the program that leading right now, this sacred adventure we're going to be starting. The cave, the clouds, and the character. Okay, the cave is the deep inner work. It's the place that we're afraid to look at, but that will liberate us when we do. Joseph Campbell says the cave that you fear to enter holds the treasure that you seek. So the cave is about going inward and doing that deep inner work to heal, to overcome our doubt, to overcome our perfectionism, to regulate our nervous system so we can stand in our truth with an open heart, being true to ourselves, but also not being a dick. Cave. The clouds are about audacious soul goals. This last year plus, we've been living in a state of collective trauma, just trying to get through shit. But life is not meant just to be got through. Life is meant to, you know, poke the edges of reality, to feel that expansive sense of possibility of what would be exciting and liberating and fun. And that's the clouds. Like, man, you know, part of the work I do is like deep healing work and emotional, you know, mastery. But the other part is like, let's create a life that is fun, where you get to feel like, oh my God, I can't believe this is the life I get to live. So we'll be taking consistent baby steps in the direction of our heart's wisdom, while simultaneously taking those big home run swings that you'll probably miss most of them, but when you actually do connect, it's going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe this is my life. This is amazing. And then the character is about reinventing yourself, coming up with a new identity, because just like my friend who said he's not a runner, his identity wouldn't allow him to do what he really wanted to do. We needed to drop that identity. And, you know, when I work with people, we actually come up with new identities. We sculpt them as to what would bring them energy and excitement and aliveness, and we get them doing things in alignment with that new identity. So much fun to be had playing in that realm. So those are the intentions of the adventure that we're up to here. And hey, life is not meant to be lived alone. Come on an adventure with a squad of people who are on a similar journey, willing to and inspired to open up, push their edge, go for what they really want, live from their heart, support one another, and then grow in this kind of like secret school of extraordinary living. Like I believe there's a curriculum that we were never taught about how to live an amazing life, where not only do we actualize our potential, but have the skills to really feel like, you know, masterful navigating what can be a really challenging world sometimes. So if you feel in the call, I invite you to apply, and maybe we'll talk, maybe you'll join, maybe you'll be a good fit. And I send you so much love from New York. Yeah, baby. 7 miles. What's up? What's up, baby? New York, baby.